What is going on, guys? Chris Grant back again, and this time we're going to be going through the data section of Keepa. Now, this is actually going to be 3 videos because under the data section, there are 3 different areas that are important for us to look at. There's product details, offers, and buy box statistics. In this video, we're going to go over product details, what everything is, and why you might want to take a quick gander at it when you're looking through products to sell on Amazon. Now, product details is exactly what it sounds like. It pulls all of the details, even some things that you may not see in the listing normally, and gives you that information. So for example, you can see that we're in the US marketplace right here at the top. And then we've got an image, and that image isn't clickable or anything, but you can highlight that particular cell. Then we have the title, and you'll notice that the title is exactly the same. It's got everything that it has up at the top. Then we get to see the sales rank, and you'll notice here it's toys and games, and if you click on the little box with the arrow out, it's actually going to show you that category on Amazon. You can also click on the actual title of it there, and if you click on the actual toys and games, it'll open up the best sellers list inside of Keepa itself. And I know we haven't gone over the best sellers list, but I'll be sharing this with you in a future video. Okay, all right, next you've got the reviews and rating. You can see how many stars it has, 4.5 out of 5. You can see how many reviews this actually has by number, so 4,574. You can see the last time that a price change was recorded by Keepa, so 14 hours ago. You can see who the lowest FBA seller is, Bodie Distributing. And if you click on their name, it'll open up their seller overview in Keepa. And if you click on the little box with the arrow, it'll actually open up their storefront on Amazon. These pages don't seem to work anymore. I'm not 100% sure what the new URL is supposed to be for this page. All right, but you can open up their seller storefront metrics here on Keepa. You can see what their rating is, how many reviews they have, how many verified listings they have, etc. And then you can see what category that they're in mostly. So toys and games, their average sales rank of all their products, beauty and personal care, listings with an Amazon offer that they're on. You can see seller brand listing statistics, pulls all of the information. So they've got 40% of Lego, 80% of their listings have an Amazon offer on them, and you get to see the 30-day average sales rank on this particular storefront. I don't know if we were to move this to all. Nope, it all stays the same. But we can see here that in this particular box, we get to see their rating, we get to see the review count, and the listing count of this particular seller. So it seems like they had more listings up here at 263, and then it came down, and now they're at like 196. You can also click on their storefront, and if you click on their storefront, you can actually download all of their data from their storefront. Now, here's the thing about this information. It is not always up to the minute accurate, okay? This is going to be sometimes a couple hours old or something like that. But what you can do here is you can show 100 rows, you could show 5,000 rows, and you can export all of this information as well. You can export all of the active columns. If you wanted to go and source all these things manually, you could export only the ASINs if you wanted to take them into something like Tactical Arbitrage and allow Tactical Arbitrage to go in and gather that data for you automatically. And then you can export this in Excel or CSV. Let's just say we export only the ASINs into a CSV, and we'll export this here, hit save, and then we'll go ahead and open this up. It's going to open up in numbers, but you get the idea. You now have 100 ASINs. We could get all of them, of course, and we could take those over to Tactical Arbitrage or manually source them or whatever we want to do. So really, really powerful feature in Keepa in the seller overview, all right? And you can pull that for more than just the lowest FBA seller. We'll be talking about that here in a little bit as well. Next, you can see the FBA pick and pack fee at $571. You see the lowest FBM seller. We can do the same thing here. We can open that up in Keepa and get all of their information. We get to see who the buy box seller is. Right now, this is Amazon. If it were a third-party seller like these ones are here, these would also be clickable. We can see whether or not the buy box is FBA, how long this has been tracked, the category that this is in. And again, if we click on that, it'll take us over to the Amazon bestseller list on Keepa. And if we click the little box, it's going to take us to that particular category on Amazon itself. You'll see the node ID for the toys and games category there. Then it shows us the subcategory, action figures. And again, we can go into the bestseller data in action figures. We can open up that particular category on Amazon. You'll see that node ID for that particular subcategory. Then we have the category tree. So you'll see toys and games, toys, figures, play sets, and then action figures as well. So you can see the entire category tree and how that works out. And again, all of those are clickable as well, just like these other ones. We get to see the ASIN, the product code or the EAN, the UPC, and you'll see that the EAN and the UPC are the same, except for the EAN has a 0 on the front. I believe there always has an extra number there. You can see the product code or the part number. This won't always be there, but on this particular item, 41146 is the product code or part number. You can see the parent ASIN. This particular listing has variations, and so there will be a parent ASIN, and then there will be children ASINs. And here you actually have all of the variation ASINs for this particular listing. If we click on these, it will take us to the variation. So you'll see Radioactive Spider-Man and Miles Morales if we were to go there. And if we go back, I'll need to open this product detail back up. There we go. And we can continue to click on those variation ASINs. One of the other cool things that I like is the frequently bought together. You're also going to be able to see this right here. So you'll see these are the frequently bought together items. One of the things that I like about frequently bought together is it can give you some ideas to go out and make your own bundle listings. So this one is probably not the best example of that, but let's say that you decided to go out and put together this particular toy along with these toys here and make a nice big bundle of the Hulk and Spider-Man and Batman and Joker. Even though you're crossing cinematic universes here, someone might be interested in buying all three and making that a really clean bundle. I like this much better in things like vitamins and health and beauty and things like that, where you can make some bundles of things people buy quite frequently together. But a lot of those ideas can come from the frequently bought together. Next, we have the manufacturer, Moose Toys here. And if we click on Moose Toys, this will actually open up the product finder and it will pull out all of the items for Moose Toys. So if we really wanted to rabbit trail down, what we can do is we can see that this particular manufacturer, Moose Toys, has about 2,481 products. And we've got it all here in the product finder that we can look through. And you can see all the Gujitsus. It looks like they have Bluey and a bunch of other things. And all of these columns here, you can filter. So if we wanted to see only the items where Amazon is not on the listing, we can do that. And I'm going to show you guys how to use the product finder and how to use this product viewer here in much more detail here in the future. So you'll be able to combine the power of this page here, the product detail page, with the product finder and be able to look for items where you might actually really be interested in a particular brand and go pretty deep on a particular brand. Next up, we've got the actual brand. So Moose Toys is the manufacturer. Heroes of Gujitsu is the actual brand. There's 192 of these listings out there, it seems, at least that Keepa has its eyes on. And we can go through each and every single one of these if we wanted to as well. We can see what the current ranks are, what the 90-day average ranks are, the categories, etc. All of that data here. And you're going to learn a lot about this here very shortly in some future videos. We get the product group of toy, and if you click on this will take us over to the best sellers in the toy category. We get to see the model if it has a model. We get to see the style if there is style information. The color, you can see multicolor, and this might be red or blue or whatever it is. If we actually click on this, it's going to look for this search term in the product finder as well. We can see that there's 7.2 million items on Amazon that show that they are multicolor. All right, let's see here. We've got a few others to go through here. We can see the binding. This is a toy. This really isn't going to be something you're going to pay much attention to. You know, if a binding is leather on a book, it may say leather, etc., and so on. You can see the number of items. This shows one, even though it's a kind of two toys there, it's considered one item. You see when it was released, 3/30 of 2022. This data is usually not correct. We can see the package dimensions. You're going to notice right now it's in metric. If you actually hover over the centimeter cubed here and click on it, it'll toggle to inches, which is what a lot of US folks are going to be interested in. But if you want to get a lot more granular and look for things like small and light in the product finder, which we'll talk about later on, you're going to want this in centimeters because you can be a lot more accurate. Okay. You can see the package weight, 1.058 pounds, the package quantity of 1, the item dimensions, the item weight. So the item weight is actually a lot less heavy than the actual package itself. You can see whether or not it's Prime eligible. It's got a check mark there, so yes, it is Prime eligible. And then over here in the right-hand side, we get a bunch of current and averages. We get the current sales rank of $25.92. The 30-day average sales rank of $41.85, the 60-day average sales rank 90, 180-day average sales rank. So you get all of that data right there so that you can look at it and say, oh, okay, I can see that there is kind of a history to this. And for this particular item, with those averages all being pretty equal, this has been a fairly steady mover for Amazon. We can see the average number of sales ranks or sales rank drops over the past 30 days at 121. Again, this is the total number of sales rank drops over the last 30 days at 121. Remember, sales rank drops do not equal sales. Sales rank drops over the past 90 days has been 387, and 180 days has been 752. We get to see the review count over the last 90-day average, 4467, and over the past 180 days. If the number is going up from the 180 days to 90-day average, that's usually pretty good. If it's staying flat, that might be something to look into to see if the velocity has slowed down. We can see the current Amazon price, 90-day and 180-day averages. How many Amazon has had in stock. Right now they have 3. That's probably because it's limited to being able to buy 3. And sure enough, they've got an order limit of 3 on here as well. You can see the 90-day average out of stock for Amazon. It's 0%. Amazon's been in stock on this 100% of the time over the past 90 days. And then we get to see the new prices. So we've got new, current, we've got the 90-day average, the 180-day average, and remember, these are going to be the any new seller, Amazon, third party, FBM, FBA, doesn't matter, and it does not take shipping into account on these new prices or the averages here. So sometimes they might be a little bit lower than what a buy box or a third party FBA seller is. Then we have the new 90-day out of stock percentage. This would be any new seller being out of stock over the past 90 days. And of course, this item has not been out of stock at all. New third-party FBA, the lowest looks to be $24.99. The 90-day and the 180-day averages are in here as well. Those are going to be third-party FBA sellers using the FBA program. It will include shipping and things like that because Prime shipping is free. The new third-party FBM, we can see the current, we can see the 90 and the 180-day averages. This particular average will take into account the shipping. You see the little truck there? That means that they've pulled the shipping cost as well as the price. So it looks like the current lowest FBM seller is at $30. We get to see what the used current price is, along with the 90 and 180-day average. Again, this is probably not something you're going to pay attention much to because you're probably not dealing in very many used products. But then we also get to see how often the used seller is out of stock. It's been 44% over the past 90 days on average. Then we get to see the list price. That hasn't moved at all. We get to see any warehouse deal prices and their averages. The new offer count, so number of new offers right now is 37. 30-day and 90-day averages and 180-day averages are all in there. It will pull the information for the count of retrieved live offers. So there's 20 new FBA offers. There are 10 new FBM offers. Used offers is currently at 1. And then we get the used offer count over the 30, 90, and 180-day period. Those are averages. We get to see the buy box information, so current 90-day and 180-day averages. I really like to look at this information right here because it kind of gives me a snapshot of what a buy box is doing. All right, so if I can see that the current buy box is 1902, but the 90-day average is 2245, then I can say, okay, well, it looks like the price on this is gradually going down. Can I see that reflected in the keepa graph as well? Is it people dropping the price and then the price coming back up, or is it steadily declining because supply is outpacing demand? These are all things that we kind of want to take into account. These are not things that I believe should trip you up or stop you from making a decision, but it's nice just to be able to see what the trend is looking like. And of course, we can see that with the sales rank and the buy box data in the graph, but I also like to see it written out sometimes so that I can kind of get an idea in my head of what the averages are doing over time. We can see the buy box stock. Currently it's at 3 because Amazon is on it and they're at a 3. They have a 3 limit on this purchase price. You can see what the buy box 90-day out of stock percentage is. It's currently at 0. And then we get to see the used like new current price, used like new 90-day average, 180-day, and then it does the same thing for very good, good, and acceptable. Information you're not really going to be paying much attention to. Now, that is a lot of data to take in. Not all of it's going to be important. Okay, but it's there for you to look at. The things that I find important are the sales rank averages and current. I also like to know the Amazon averages. I like to know what the buy box averages are. And those are the things that I typically take a quick gander at if I'm doing a little bit of sourcing on my own. Okay. The other thing you can really take a look at and that I do like to look at a little bit more is sometimes if I've done well with a brand like Heroes of Jiu-Jitsu, I might just open this up and start sourcing all of those brands' items rather than going out and looking at a bunch of other different items. All right. So that is what you've got here. In the next videos, we're going to be going over offers and buy box statistics. We've got a lot more to dive into. Talk to you guys soon.